In this video, I'm going to show how to handle CSV files using Python, and in particular the CSV module. So I've got an empty folder here. It's just got this very simple CSV file. CSVs are actually my preferred way of storing data because you can open them in Excel if need be, or any other spreadsheet, but they are just plain old data. So we got some data there, 3 columns, some letters, some integers, and some floats. So we'll write a little bit of code just to play around with that. We'll call it manip. The first thing we need to do is import the CSV file. The CSV library. So we write that piece of code, and the first thing we do is we open the file. So we're not actually using the CSV module yet, so we just open data.csv, and we want to read the file. So we put RB. And then we say data equals, and now we use the CSV module. We use the reader method, and we read that previous file. And so then, for example, we could simply print our data to see what it is. Let's see what happens. So just jumping over to another window, we see it's just printed out this object from the CSV module. So it's not anything too helpful. So we need to break that down a little bit more, and we simply write data equals row for row in data. And what we can now do as well is we can actually close that file. Once we've done this step here, we can close the out file. And now we see we actually have got the data in a nice row. But if we're careful, we see that it's read everything in as a string, and that's how it does things. So we need to do a little bit more. Let me just comment that out, and we know what our data is, so we can actually say, all right, take the first element of the row, evaluate, which is just a nice little Python function to evaluate a string, the second one, and evaluate the third one. Whoops. And now if we run that, we now see we've got everything as we expected. So that's how to get data into Python. How would we then manipulate it? So say we wanted some new data which was simply equal to the first column of the old data and the sum of the other two. For example, let's just print that so we can take a look at it. You see we've got these things. So now, if we want to export that, we open up a file, and I'm going to call this new data.csv. But now we're writing, so WP. And then we say that the output is now from the CSV library. However, it's a writer object to that file. And then what we do is we go through every row of data, so every element of new data. So for row in new data, we go output.write row. And now we'll close that file. Now if we take a look, we got this new data, and if we open that up, we have all the columns we expected. So handling CSVs is really quite simple using the CSV module.